Good morning everyone, how are you, how's everything? This is Mr. Hamed with a new grammar lesson. Our lesson today is a very important and easy lesson, especially for lower grades. So guys, are you ready? Let's go. Yeah. Here guys, we'll be talking about subject and object pronouns. First of all, let us take some examples about them, then we'll be talking about them in details. Subject pronouns like I, he, she, it, we, you, and they. Object pronouns like me, him, her, it, us, you, and them. Here we guys, as you can see, all lesson 4 pronouns. Here in this book they'll be talking about 4 kinds of pronouns, but we'll be talking about just 2 kinds of them, which are subject and object pronouns. Yeah guys, first of all, what do you mean by a pronoun? A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a common noun or a proper noun. And instead, for example guys, of mentioning my name, I can say I am a teacher of English. And instead mentioning my friend's name, instead of saying, for example, Khalid is my friend, I can say he's my friend. And instead of mentioning, for example, a group of boys or girls, I can say they. Instead of saying, for example, Khalid, Ahmed, and Saad, I can say they. Here guys, personal pronouns. The words I, you, he, she, it, we, and they are called personal pronouns. They take the place of nouns and are used as the subject of the verb. Here guys, you have to pay more attention on the word subject, because we're going to talk about other pronouns, but they are working as the what? As the object of the verb. And here for those pronouns, they are working as the what? As the subject of the verb. So pay attention and try to differentiate between them. Here the first sentence, my name is David, I'm the youngest in the family. Now instead of repeating the name David, we replace it with I. My name is David and I'm the youngest in the family. Number 2, this is my father, he is a teacher. The same guys, instead of saying this is my father is a teacher, now to repeat the same words again, the sentence will be bored for the listener. So it's easier and better to say this is my father and he is a teacher. Sentence number 3, this is my mother, she's a lawyer, the same. Sentence number 4, I have a brother and 2 sisters. Now instead of mentioning their names, to tell the name of your brother and the name of your 2 sisters, you're going to say briefly, you're going to say they. I have a brother and 2 sisters, they are blah blah blah. Then here I have a dog, it's called Lucky. The same, instead of saying the dog is called Lucky, we said it's called Lucky. Lucky, you're a good dog. Here Lucky, we replace the name of the dog, which is Lucky, with the pronoun you. Then here, good morning children, you may sit down. Good morning children, you may sit down. Guys, here we said children. Maybe having a class with 24 or 25 students, if you want to mention their names, you're going to take half of the time of the period. So it doesn't make sense. So instead of mentioning all their names, it's easier and better to say just you. How are you? Instead of saying how are Ahmed, Khalid, Saad, and blah blah. Yeah. My family and I live in a big city. We have an apartment. My family and I. Instead of saying my family and I live in a big city, my family and I have an apartment, my family and I, the craziness. So my family and I, we say it one time, live in a big city, then here we replace it with the pronoun. Then here guys, a very important note, they call it grammar help. The subject, what do you mean by the subject? We said that those pronouns are working as the subject in the sentence. So the subject of a sentence is the person, animal, place, or thing that does the action shown by the verb. We come to object pronouns that we mentioned before. The words me, you, him, her, it, us, and them are also personal pronouns. Look guys, here we have two alikes between subject and object pronouns and one great difference between them. So both of them are what? Personal pronouns, and both of them take the place of the nouns. But the most important difference between them is that these pronouns are used as what? As the object. Let me highlight for you guys. What? As what? As the object. Whereas in the previous ones we said they are working as what? As the subject. Now here guys, the sentence will clarify and make it easier for you. Now sentence number 1, I'm standing on my head, look at me. I'm standing on my head, look at me. Could we say guys, I'm standing on my head, look at I? No, we can't, because I is the subject pronoun as it's here. Yeah, it is the subject pronoun, but here me came as a pronoun but in the what? In the object position, so we can't replace between them. Number 2, my mother is kind, everybody likes her. My mother is kind, everybody likes her. The same guys, it's impossible to say my mother is kind, everybody likes she. Why? Because she is a subject pronoun, and here we have the pronoun in the position of the object in the sentence. Lisa, I told you to tidy your bed. I told you. Now here you, what you have to know about the pronoun you, and the same for it, that they stay the same regarding the subject and object pronouns. Means that we will not change them. Like for example, I, it will be me in object pronouns, he'll be him in object pronouns, she'll be her. But for you and it, they stay the same, because we have just one form for both subject and object pronouns for the two pronouns you and it. Sharon and Jenny, Dad is waiting for you. The same here, you is an object pronoun, and as you notice all guys, the object pronouns always they're gonna be object for two things, for either of two things, either to be an object of a verb, like here I told you, so you is the object of the verb told, or to be an object for the preposition, like saying for you, so you here is the object of the preposition. So here guys we can take a benefit or take an important note that object pronouns should be preceded by a verb or a preposition. Then here guys, Lucky and I are playing in the park. Dad is watching us. Instead of saying Lucky and I are playing in the park, Dad is watching Lucky and I, we replaced Lucky and I with the pronoun us. Could we say Lucky and I are playing in the park, Dad is watching we? Yeah, actually we is the pronoun that can replace Lucky and I, but if it was in the subject position, but here we have it in the object one, so we can't replace it with we, but what we should do is to change it with us. You must not play with the knife, give it to me. Now give it, pronoun it refers to which word of these, to you or to the knife? Actually it refers to the knife. And here give it to me, could I say give it to I? Actually no, because I is the subject pronoun and here we have the pronoun in the object position. Then the last sentence, pick up your toys and put them away. The same, instead of saying pick up your toys and put your toys away, we said and put them away. Then here some examples. with pictures like saying baby birds can't fly, mother bird has to feed them. Baby birds can't fly, mother bird has to feed them. Sentence 2, Tom likes riding my bicycle. I sometimes lend it to him. Yeah, so it refers to the bicycle and him refers to Tom. The same here, we have the grammar help because we were talking about object pronouns, so they're going to explain what we mean by an object. The object of a sentence is the person, animal, place or thing, exactly as we said for the subject. But here the only and the greatest difference between them is the animal, the place or the thing, but that receives the action shown by the verb. Whereas in subject we said that does the action, and he receives the action. Then here, guys, we came to such important notes. So how to differentiate between first, second or third person. Here we are, guys. There are 3 groups of pronouns: first person, second person and third person. The person speaking is called the first person. Guys, just make a situation example and you will see that's so easy to be understood. For example, imagine that you're talking to someone about someone else. You're the speaker, so you're first person. You're the first person that was talking. Yeah? So you're the first person. Who's the second person that can answer you? The one that you're talking with him face to face. So he's the what? The second person. The third person is the person that you and your friend that you're talking to him face to face are talking about. He's not with you, he's absent, and you're talking about him, so he's the third person. Here, guys, more explanation. The person speaking is called the first person. The first person pronouns are I and me in the singular, and we or us in the plural. Actually, the first person are I and we. I when it's a singular and we when it's what? When it's a plural. But being object pronouns, they'll be me and us. And here, guys, the person spoken to means the listener is called the second person. The second person pronoun is you in both singular and plural, because as we said, guys, you is regarding you is such a special and unique pronoun. So it's like a collection. You comes as the singular, plural, male, female, subject and object pronoun. The person or animal or thing spoken about is called the third person. Is talking about, guys, look, he's not with us, he's not in the conversation that we're in, he's out, he's absent, so we're talking about him, so we call him the third person. The third person pronouns are he or him, she or her, and it in the singular, and they or them in the plural. The word I is always spelled with a capital letter. I, for example, always should be a capital, even if it was in the middle or at the end of the sentence. Because if you wrote it as in the small form, it would be just an isolated letter, and it would be meaningless. But always and always you have to write it in capital, even if it came in the middle or in the last of the sentence. The pronoun he is used for men and boys, she for women and girls, and it for things and animals. I think that those notes are so easy for such bright students like you. Then here, guys, they make a schedule to make it easier for you to differentiate between first, second and third persons in both subject and object pronouns, as you can see it all. Here, guys, they will be talking about reflexive pronouns, but will not be for today. We'll be talking about them later, Allah willing. But what we have to do is just to watch this short video together. Then I'll leave you with the exercises that it's very important to answer. And have a nice day. See you later, guys. Assalamu alaikum.
Pronouns are used to replace nouns within sentences, making them less repetitive and mechanic. For example, saying, Sonia didn't go to school because Sonia was sick doesn't sound very good. Instead, if you say, Sonia didn't go to school because she was sick, it will make the sentence flow better. There are several types of pronouns. You will find the most common ones. Subjective personal pronouns. As the name implies, subjective pronouns act as subjects within sentences. They are I, you, he, she, we, they, and it. Example: I am going to the station while he is going to the bank. Objective personal pronouns. These pronouns act as the object of verbs within sentences. They are me, you, him, her, us, them, and it. Example: the ball was going to hit me in the head.